Hi guys, this is Introducing Emmy, and I was asked by UNK6578 if I could make an open book model in SketchUp, since previously I did a closed book. So that's what we're going to do. So when you open SketchUp, you'll probably have this little guy or a woman, depending on which version you have, and you're just going to select him and delete him. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a polygon, a rectangle on the ground. And after we do that, we're going to go to the paint bucket. And before I started, I made a texture, which I'm now going to apply to the model. And you can do that by going to Materials, then clicking Edit. And there should be a drop-down menu next to this little house icon. And you want to scroll up until you get to In Model. Pick any of these colors, and using the paint bucket tool, you're just going to paint bucket a color on there. And then you're going to click Edit again and go to Use Texture Image, and a window should pop up. Then you're going to go to wherever you have your texture and pick this. This being the texture that you've drawn beforehand, which I could probably freehand this, but I would recommend, if you've never modeled something like this before, doing a drawing of the end profile of a book, or maybe using Google to find an end image of a book, and you're going to paint bucket that image onto your surface. And it's going to look a little weird. It's going to repeat a whole bunch, but you're just going to select all and then go to your scale tool and shrink this so only one texture appears, which is being a little funny with me, but we'll get there. Now we're only going to model one side of the bookend, and then just flip it. Just make our lives a little easier. Okay. And now using the line tool, we're just going to draw the end of the book. The only thing you want to make sure is that when you're about to put the line down, you'll see a little word pop up that says on face. That's what you want. You want to make sure that all your lines are flat and on the face of the polygon. Let me just move this over slightly so we can all see. And I'm going to real quickly outline this whole thing using the curve line tool and the straight line tool, and then I'll get back to you. So here we go. Okay, welcome back. So this is the basic outline of our book. It's not perfect, but it will do for the tutorial. Now we're going to hit Control A and select the whole thing. You're going to right click using... sometimes it acts a little strange, so you want to make sure you have this cursor selected. You're going to right click. You're going to say Make Group. This will just make things a little easier to work with for a second. Then we're going to make a box, making the push-pull tool in a singular polygon, and then we're going to one click on the shape, and then using the rotate tool, we're going to touch the box. Don't click yet. You want to make sure this red wheel appears, and then we're just going to go 90 degrees and pop that up that way, and then select the box and delete it. It was just a guide, so we don't need it. All right, and now we are going to Control A, right click, and say Explode. And this will make it a workable model again. Don't ask, SketchUp's kind of weird. It's just for like moving models around and stuff. Now we're going to select all the material we don't want by holding down Control and clicking the lines around the model. If you ever accidentally click the wrong line, just keep holding Shift and you can re-click it and it will unselect it, and then delete all that. Okay? So now we've got the basic book profile, and if the sketch is bothering you, usually at this point I just go to Hidden Line as a texture, and that will be under Styles, and it's usually on the default styles. You can also, from the edit menu on the styles window, make the lines a little thicker and easier to see. And now, this is the part I've been having problems with because I'm trying to remember how to do it. So you're going to hold down Control Shift, and using the push pull tool, you're going to pull the end of the book out so that if you just normally click it, it will sometimes extrude nothing, or it will extrude and then be a hollow shape. Right now it's not doing it because of course it's not, but that is what you want to do. And you're going to extrude the book cover out, and then the pages. Yeah, I think that looks good. So this is a negative space underneath where technically there would be no pages, but if you want to, you could extrude out this little negative space to fill in the model more. I'm not going to. In fact, you could even probably like delete that. But so there it is. There's the book. It's kind of a fat little weird book, but we'll fix that in a second. So we're going to Control A, make group, copy it by just hitting Control C, and then Control V to make it again. And then you're going to go to your rotate tool and then just flip it around, do a little 180. And then you're going to click your move tool. And we're going to go down to this corner. We're going to get this to align with this corner. You'll feel it kind of like snap into place. Sorry, that was a little off camera. But it should snap into place. And now you've got your book mirrored. And then we're going to hit Control A again and make group. So now the pages are all grouped together. And if you ever want to like go back to editing the model, you can always right click it and say explode, and it will make the model editable again. I cannot talk today. And then we're just going to grab this, and you can change the shape of your book from here. You can make it like a longer book, or like a slimmer book, or a fatter book, or whatever you want to do with it. Now, Sketchup is not great at organic models, so you will have these like crossbars on your curved surfaces, just like an extra line. Because of the way that I use Sketchup to just make quick references for drawing over, once I would render this, I would just take it into Photoshop and just like erase these lines or just sketch over the whole model. So depending on what you want to use this for, you may not want to actually build this model in SketchUp. You might want to use something more like Blender or Sculptress, something like that. But for what I'm doing, this is fine for me to have these like little lines running through the model. Like I said, I'll just erase them in Photoshop. But there you go. There's your book. There's an open book. I hope that was simple enough, and it just takes some practice. But yeah. All right. I'll see you guys next time. Oh, and if you have any ideas for tutorials or things you want me to do with this channel, because I don't know what I'm doing anymore, let me know. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.